Hey guys, it's your girl Shelbeatzzz coming at you today with another beat. This is our Valentine's Day Part 3 beat. So if you like this look, then keep on watching. The first thing we're going to do is get into these brows. The pencil that I'm using today is the Colourpop Precision Pencil in the shade Black and Brown. And you just want to outline the brows first, going on the top and the bottom, and then you're going to go in the center, making those stroke-like hairs. I really like these Colourpop pencils. They are $6. They kind of remind me of the MAC eyebrow pencils, the one in Spite. It's a really good pencil. Your eyebrows nice and filled in to your desire, you are going to take the other end of that pencil and use the spoolie to blend out your brows. To carve out those brows, I am using a Colourpop angle brush, but the concealer that I used today was the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. And you just want to outline those brows and drag that product down. Once you have that brow sculpted, don't be afraid to lift that brow up, like lift that skin up so that you can get the perfect arch. Now I'm going to go on top with that same concealer to sculpt out the top part of my brow. This part is totally optional. You do not have to do this step. Steps on the other eye, making our brows look like sisters and not twins. Now once I have gotten my brow sculpted out, I'm going to go in with that Real Techniques crease brush and I'm going to buff out that extra concealer. And you want to kind of like pat it into the skin so it kind of not necessarily disappears, but it just evens out. You don't have that halo look once you apply your foundation. Now that the concealer is buffed out, you're going to go back in with that eyebrow pencil just to fill in any areas that may have gotten erased during the buffing process. Now you're going to take that spoolie again and blend out those hairs so that you have a nice airbrush look. Now I'm taking that LA Girl Pro Concealer and putting it all over the lid. I'm using that as my primer. And as you know, I'm using my Sephora Airbrush Concealer Brush to blend out that concealer. And that brush is in the number 56.5. Again, that's the Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush brush in the number 56.5. Now once that's blended out, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in the number 30. I'm using a Real Techniques brush to put that loose powder on, and this brush is in the number 300. Now we're going in with the good stuff. We are using our Juvias Place Magic Mini Palette. The first shade that we're going to pick up is Nana. Now this is the shade that we're going to use as our transition shade. Very pigmented orange shade. It's not too harsh and it blends out seamlessly. Now you're blending that shade out in a windshield wiper motion, going back and forth, round and round, and you're taking it from one end of the eye all the way to the other end, if that makes sense. So from the tail of that brow all the way up to the front of your brow. So here I am taking a flat shader brush to add my brow bone color. Now the shade that I'm using is Kizzy. You want to pack that color on, and then you want to drag it down into your transition shade. And you'll see me go in with my fluffy blending brush to blend the shades together. You want the colors to kind of melt into one another. So I'm going into the shade Zakia with my taper blending brush. And I'm going closer into the crease with this shade. Now I'm taking a crease blending brush and I'm going in with the shade Koji. Now what I am trying to do is create a halo eye. So I started packing that shade on the outer crease. I went over the lid, if that makes sense, and then in that inner tear duct, leaving the center of my eye blank. And I'm just gonna keep going in, packing that shade right on. Then I took my taper blending brush just to blend out any harsh lines. And after I blend out my harsh lines, I still go back in and add a little bit more color just in case I lost some. And then you're going to repeat those same steps on the other eye. So you want to start out on the inner tear duct, go over the lid a little bit, and then you want to get in the inner tear duct, creating that halo eye. Now I'm going in with my Colourpop Supernova eyeshadow, the liquid shadows in the shade Rush Hour. Now these are really nice shadows. They're fun to play with. Here's the thing though, they dry down fast, so you have to move a little quicker than normal once you apply that shade, because you want to get it on there, but then you also want to kind of blend it out as well. Here's where you see me blending it out with a concealer brush, and you just kind of like want to pat it and merge the two colors. At this point, the doggone shadow was dry, so I was determined to make the shadows blend in. So I wanted that Koji shade to blend with that Supernova shadow. And I'm going to have to go in some more with that crease brush with the Koji shade to give it that halo look that I wanted. Now that we've got the shadow blended, you're going to go back in with that crease brush to blend out any harsh lines. Then you see me going in trying to create that perfect line for my halo, but I don't know. It just wasn't moving. The shadow, it was not moving at all. Still blending. Y'all know I'm the blend queen, so I'm just gonna keep blending away until it's what I want it to look like. And y'all know I'm going in with my NYC liquid liner to line my lash line. I'm not doing a wing or anything like that. I'm just lightly lining my lash line. I'm using my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. For lashes, I'm going to use the Ardell Faux Mink lash. To prime my face, I'm using my NYX Angel Veil primer. And you just want to get that all over your face. This primer really helps control with that shine, and it helps my foundation go on matte. I am using my Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 355 Coconut. And the brush that I'm using is a Sephora Diffuse foundation brush. It's in the number 94. Now you want to take that foundation and you want to blend it under that chin. You want to go down that neck, and you even want to take it up into that hairline. You almost want it to look like your skin. Now once I have the foundation applied, I kind of go in with that same brush and just buff the foundation into the skin so that it's nice and smooth. Now for concealer, I'm using that LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn right up under the eyes. You want to make sure you go down the bridge of the nose, and you want to get that forehead as well. I'm going in with that same Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush brush in the number 56.5 to blend out my concealer. Patting that product right into the skin. You don't want it to disappear. You just want it to be nice and seamless. To contour, y'all already know I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty Matchsticks in the shade Espresso. Going around that forehead, getting those cheekbones, and doing surgery on that nose. Now the brush that I'm using is the e.l.f. Cosmetics airbrush brush, and it's in the number 103. And we just patting that product into the skin just for a flawless blend. We do not want to lose our product. Now when you are blending out up under those cheekbones, you want to blend up because you want to lift those cheekbones up. You want that face to be snatched, child. And then you see me going back in with this Supernova shadow again. They're cool, but they just are so hard to blend. using my e.l.f. Cosmetics contour brush to carve out that nose, and I'm just patting that product into the nose, and then I'm going to take it all the way up to the brow bone. And then you want to cut the nose off at the end. To set my concealer, I am going in with that Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder again in the number 30. I don't bake, I just pat the setting powder into my skin and then I brush it off. To set my contour, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer in the shade Mahogany to get that finished look. I love this stuff. I am using a large powder brush by Jessup to apply this product. I'm using the same contour brush by e.l.f. to also set my powder on my nose. Or set my contour on my nose. Y'all know what I mean. Now I'm going in my inner tear duct with that same Supernova shadow, but I am using a lip brush to apply the shadow. This stuff can get very messy, so I wanted it to be very precise. And I was like, let me get the smallest brush that I have to apply into my inner tear duct. Now I'm setting my face with my LA Girl Pro Matte Setting Spray. Then I'm using a dual fiber stippling brush to apply my highlighter. The highlighter I used was from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. And I mixed the shade Bronze and Summer together. I like to get my forehead, my cupid's bow, and the button of my nose with that dual fiber brush. Then I will get a fan brush and go down the bridge of my nose so that I still have that slim nose feel. Now at the end, I take my fluffy powder brush and just merge that highlighter together. I don't want any harsh lines. Now under the eyes, I'm going in with that crease brush with Koji on it under my lower lash line. And I just wanted to open up my eyes. And I'm taking that Too Faced Better Than Sex and getting them bottom lashes because I want them to pop, pop, pop. My favorite lip pencil by MAC in the shade Chestnut. For lipstick, I'm using the Ruby Kisses matte lipstick in the color Brown Sugar. And you can get this lipstick at your local beauty supply place. Like, it's a really good lipstick. It feels velvety on the lips, and I just love it. For my lip gloss, I'm using my Marc Jacobs lip gloss. It is in the shade Skin Deep. And this concludes the look, ladies. I had to go pop my wig on, and listen, I am ready for Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next beat.